Hey YouTubers, it's Valerie with Money Mindset Coach, and today I want to talk about some of the things that I have learned recently about eating better and what I'm really truly trying to do myself. And because I have for months been writing down in my money tracker everything that I've been buying. I have prices of everything in there too. And it doesn't really cost a fortune to eat fruits and vegetables. I think a lot of people think that it's expensive to eat that way and that you're better off to buy mac and cheese and Pop-Tarts and stuff like that. And I've just really come to a realization about some things that I am giving up, and I'm never going back to them. Never. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm also going to be talking about a couple things that I got at Dollar Tree that has set me up for the next 2 years. And it's amazing what you can get in there. It's just amazing. And then, a couple cute little things that I got at the store where I work for my daughter-in-law. She just had a birthday yesterday. And of course, I cannot resist buying some things for my 3-year-old grandson. I just cannot resist. But anyway, without further ado, I started listening to a YouTube guy, and maybe some of you are familiar with him, but his name is Dr. Mark Hyman. I want to say Hyman, and he is a 65-year-old doctor that basically tells you what you should be eating and why you should be eating it. And he makes so much incredible sense that I just feel like I need to share this with you guys. I mean, I am very, very new in the beginning stages of starting to change some things. And you can go all gung-ho, you can completely change everything, and then you can lose steam. It's like all or nothing. And to me, I think that if we just make small changes, even if that comes to our money and not spending as much, not going out to eat as much, doing some of those things, saving some money, little by little by little, you get there and you start to see progress. And I think when it comes to how we eat, I think we can do the same thing. So basically what I did was, where did I put that? Okay. I'm just going to start looking. Okay. This is my book. Got this at Aldi. Girls Just Want to Have Funds. Love this. The only part that I've really used is the money tracker, but it's been invaluable for me to know what I'm spending my money on and how much I'm spending for that. So if I'm looking down the way here, I am seeing that I am buying carrots, cucumbers, bananas, 3 bananas, and they're good sized bananas, they're not small. 3 bananas cost me 56 cents. Well, when I buy bananas, I eat one every day. So 56 cents gives me a banana for 3 days. Another banana is 52 cents. Cucumber, 61 cents for a cucumber. 76 cents for a bag of the baby carrots. The other day, I bought some apples. I have bought cherries. I bought broccoli the other day. But basically, what Dr. Hyman says is eat a colorful diet, not meaning Skittles or M&Ms, but fruits and vegetables, as long as you're eating them. He said something that really struck me. He said, do you want to eat something that came out of the ground, or do you want to eat something that came out of a factory? And that was like light bulb moment, because we all know what comes out of the factory. Our candy bars, our Pop-Tarts, all that stuff. Potato chips, Doritos and potato chips are so ultra processed. Now, I'm not saying that I will never have another chocolate chip cookie. I will, but it's going to be a chocolate chip cookie that I make. It's not going to be Chips Ahoy, because you look at what they put into those to preserve them. At least when you make a chocolate chip cookie in your own house, you know that you put the flour and the brown sugar. You know where everything came from that went into that cookie. Is that cookie necessarily good for you? No. It's got sugar. It's glycemic. You know, we see the things that are high glycemic foods. We want to stay with low glycemic foods. And when you eat something, when you have a plate of food, Dr. Hyman says to have 75% of it be vegetable, and then that last part be meat. You know, potatoes, high starch. They're high starch. It's no problem to have a baked potato every once in a while. That's the thing. I am not going to give these things up entirely. I am going to look for special occasions. Like my boyfriend's youngest granddaughter just had a birthday. She's about a month younger than my grandson. And they were born like a month apart. And we went to the party, and they had candy, or they had cake. They had cake. They had ice cream. They went to a really neat Italian restaurant and had some pasta and some sub sandwiches. Well, I'm not going to go into somebody's house and say, oh, I can't eat that. I can't eat that. Unless I was allergic. Of course, I wouldn't say that. You know, I would kindly refuse. But when you don't eat something on a regular basis, going into somebody else's house when they're having a party is not the time to not partake in the food that they are serving. And then if you're not eating that anymore, I wouldn't go into saying, well, I'll eat it now, but I don't really eat this anymore. And there's no reason to even go into it there. No reason at all. And so, you know, just be smart about it, but you can look for those special occasions and then splurge a little bit. I actually enjoy going into Costco and trying the samples. You're getting a very small box, but you still get to taste it. It's not going to put a pound on you. You know, I look at it as kind of fun. I enjoy it. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is get away from the ultra-processed food, trying to eat more fruit, trying to eat more vegetables. Since I turned 60, and I am 67, I have developed some belly fat that I never had before, but I have it now, and I want to get rid of it. because the fat that you have on your middle is more dangerous than the fat that you have other places. It's not good. This fat kind of surrounds your organs. It's not good. So if you want to work on a certain area of your body to lose some fat, the belly fat is the best place. And that is what I'm trying to do. But what I'm saying is cucumbers, apples. I went into the store yesterday and I bought zucchini. I bought zucchini instead of cucumber because I always tend to buy cucumber. Let's buy something else. That's the other thing you need to do. You need to switch it up. Not always eat the same thing. Eat some different things. Variety, they say, is the spice of life, and it really, truly is. So I have bought cherries. I bought a zucchini. I hadn't bought apples in a while, so I bought some apples. I bought some broccoli because, oh my gosh, he had a YouTube show where he talked about broccoli. Broccoli is one of the most magical vegetables as far as its nutritional quality. When I heard him talk about it, it's like, man, I got to eat some of that. So I went and bought some, and I bought some yesterday. They actually had cherries in the store. Now, the cherries were expensive. I paid $4 and something for those cherries. The strawberries, those are like $2 for a pound. You pay a little bit more for those. You definitely do. I don't know why my phone is ringing anymore. I don't know why. It never did that before. So anyway, this is what I'm doing. I'm not saying any of you should do this, but you will feel better. You'll feel better for doing this because I called myself a junk food junkie for years. I was a hairdresser for 10 years. And the very first salon that I worked in, you actually marked out a certain amount of time. You marked out an hour and you left. And a lot of times we went to restaurants, which restaurants are a whole nother thing. What they add to their food to make it taste so good, it's different than if you made it at home. But we would go to restaurants, but sometimes I would go home and I would eat something at home. Never brought anything in, which would have saved me a lot of money. But then I moved down to Houston and I worked there for 2 years. Well, that salon, because one salon I'd been in for 5 years, I thought every salon did it that way, to where you marked out an hour and you could leave. Nobody marked out any hours at all. You either brought your food or you went and got a carryout and came back and ate it. And then the third shop that I worked in, it was the same way. I was finding myself eating what I could when I could. And I was eating too fast. That's another thing. I was snarfing it down. And that is not good for your body. That is not good for your body. So anyway, this is something I'm trying to do. And, are any of you out there thinking about doing this, wanting to do this? I would love to hear in the comments if you have heard of Dr. Mark Hyman. I think if you just search on YouTube and put Dr. Mark Hyman, or just Mark Hyman, he will come up, and he's got tons of videos, and he's been very inspiring to me. And so I'm trying to make some changes. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm just trying to get rid of the Doritos, the potato chips, the highly processed. I was in the store yesterday and I walked down the aisle. It was very easy for me to walk on by The pretzels, the potato chips, the cookies, the Doritos, I walked right past them. Soda? No. I'll have soda once in a great while when I'm at a party or special occasion. I might have one, but that's it. I am not going to drink them on a regular basis. And I don't normally drink a lot of soda anyway. But this is what I'm doing. And so I would welcome your comments on what I've said. Are you thinking about it? Is this something you would want to do? I would really love to hear from you. The other thing that I did when I was in St. Louis is after we left the birthday party, we stopped. He wanted to stop at, I think, Tractor Supply. And when we pulled into the shopping center, there was a Dollar Tree right next to Tractor Supply. And I love to go into Dollar Trees that I've never been into before because you just never know how well stocked any of them are going to be and what you're going to find. You just don't know. So I went in there, and the very first thing, they had a lot of back to school stuff. And I found I was shocked. Okay. I paid $2 for this. It says 2026, 2027 Walk by Faith monthly planner. I was surprised that they had anything for the next year. But I mean, it's got plenty of room to write. It's not fancy. It's not super big or anything, but it's kind of neat because down in the back here, it's got a whole password log. What else does it have? Holidays. This is interesting. I haven't looked in here until now. Okay. I got to do this. Okay. Postal abbreviations. I've never had a planner that had postal abbreviations in it. And then there's a place for all your contacts. I like that too. And then there's some pages for notes. I love this. 2 years planner. $2 I paid for this. It wasn't $1.25. It was $2. Then they had some journals that I thought were really cool looking. And so I found this one, and it says Escape the Ordinary, which is really kind of me. I don't like ordinary. This was $1.25. So when I get done with the journal that I'm doing now, I have one already. $1.25. And then, of course, I looked in the health and beauty, and I found a night cream, and I found a day cream. They were $1.25 each. Now, what was really fun is when I went to work today. My daughter-in-law's birthday was yesterday, and I like to get her something, and you really don't have to spend a lot of money, but what I bought, and I think she'll like it, but the kids will like it too. It's just like for everybody. But these are cat ice cube trays. It's so cool. It is the cutest thing. And they have cats. And I thought, well, how fun would it be to make cat ice cubes? I know my 14-year-old granddaughter would probably think it was cool. It's novel, and I know my 3-year-old grandson would love it. So anyway, got that. That was like $6. Not that big of a deal. And then we lowered the price of these pens, which these pens write in 2 different colors. And this one writes in, I think, black and blue. Yeah. But it's a dinosaur pen. And I thought, my grandson would like it. He's not writing yet or anything, and I think he's going to be in dinosaurs for quite a while, but kind of bought this for him. And then, of course, we got a new book in called My Teacher is a Dinosaur, and it's a T-Rex, which is his favorite dinosaur. So what I do every time I see him is I read a book to him, because a 3-year-old, they are, in all intents and purposes, illiterate. They can't write, and they can't read. So reading a book to them, that is a big way of how they develop language and words, because you're reading the book to them and they're looking at the pages and they're hearing the words and the story. Reading to your children and to your grandchildren is invaluable. Absolutely invaluable. And I have always read books to him from the very earliest age, as early as he would sit on my lap and give me some attention. I have been reading books to him. And when I come to his house, I don't always have something with me, but a lot of times I do. And but a lot of times it's a book. It's a book that I have here at my house that I had for my own kids. I'm not always spending money for him, but he loves the books. And then he has them on a bookcase, and he goes and gets a book. One of the books that we read Tuesday, 2 days ago, was The Little Engine That Could. He loves that book. He loves that book, and I really love reading him that book. It's really a lot of fun. So anyway, read to your kids, read to your grandchildren. And it's a blessing for them, and it's a blessing for you. I cannot say enough of how wonderful it is to have him sit on my lap, because the thing is he is not always going to be able to sit on my lap. There's going to come a time when he's too big for that. And he's going to be reading and writing on his own, and he doesn't need me to read anything to him. So it's a very special time, very special, and I treasure every single minute of it. So I think that is it for me. Oh, one more thing. I think I've come to a decision. If for you, those of you who have not been here before, I had my car stolen back in, 3 years ago. 3 years ago in St. Louis, my car was stolen. My son had an Acura TSX 2011 for sale. When that happened, I ended up buying that car, and I have had that car for 3 years. Well, now my sister has a Toyota Venza 2013. It's 2 years newer, but it's got half the miles that my Acura has. And so I am buying that this next month. I'm excited. It's getting closer. And so I'm getting really excited about it. But I think I've come to the decision, because I love my Acura so much, I really don't want to get rid of it. And I got hail damage on it back in March when we had a hailstorm, tornadoes in St. Louis. So it's not worth as much because of the hail damage. So if I sold it, would I really make that much money? It's got $206,000 on it. But from a distance, and really, it still looks pretty good. It still looks pretty good. And it runs wonderfully. It rides great. I just put new tires on it. So my decision is that I am going to have both cars. And that doesn't sound like a frugal thing to one person having two cars, because I've never had two cars before. I mean, if I did have two cars, I was married. And, you know, my husband had one, I had the other, so it didn't feel like that. But myself, I paid cash for my Acura. I paid $7,000 for that. I don't know what the price of the Venza is going to be yet, but it is going to be very fair. I truly trust my sister and brother-in-law to give me a really fair deal on that car, but I have the money to pay cash for it. So I would have two cars totally paid off, and I've already got a system of how I'm going to use both cars, because we all know it is not good for a car to sit. A car needs to be driven. And just sitting, the fluids, it doesn't do the fluids any good. It doesn't do the tires any good. It doesn't do anything any good. It is good to run the car and drive the car and run that engine. So, I have decided to, for now, keep both cars and see how it goes. I will have to pay if I keep it past January 1st. I will have to pay personal property on two cars. But my Acura, because it's so old, this last year, personal property was $125. You don't pay very much for personal property if you drive old cars. That's another good reason to drive old cars, because you don't pay a lot in personal property. I wish I didn't have to pay personal property at all. But I think I can insure both of them for very little. You know, I don't have to have a ton of insurance on them. The Venza has brand new tires. I just put tires on my Acura back in March. So there's new tires. My Venza is all-wheel drive. That's great. When I'm here and it's bad weather, I'll drive the Venza because it's got all-wheel drive. I will be able to choose. If one car is needing to be fixed, I have the other car to drive. There's a lot of advantages to having two cars, even if you're a person, just you. Now, the frugal part of this is both cars. There's no loans. They are paid off. I don't have to have a ton of insurance. I don't have to have full insurance on these cars because they're paid off. That's another thing that is a great thing when you have a paid off car. You don't have to have as much insurance on it. So I'm doing that too. So anyway, that is kind of the decision that I have made for right now. Now down the road, I could sell the car. I could sell it at any time. But for right now, I think I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to enjoy having two cars to drive because I am a car person. I really am. So anyway, like I always say, well, like and subscribe, comment, please. It helps the channel, and I so appreciate it. But like I always say, use it up, wear it out, make it do without. Till next time. Bye.